Greetings, my friend. Matt Schifferly back again with the 24 Days of Beautiful Strength Challenge. Today is day 10, and we are addressing one of the most insidious addictions within our fitness culture, something that I struggle with for many years myself, that compromises the beautiful strength of your body, mind, and lifestyle. What we're talking about today is what I've come to term effort addiction. Effort addiction is where the pursuit of your diet and exercise habits gets a little bit out of alignment with what you're actually prioritizing. Instead of trying to get real results and building muscle and strength and being healthy and fit, you're actually prioritizing how hard you work and how much effort you put into things. A couple of common symptoms of effort addiction is if, one, you come across ideas that suggest how you can make your workouts or your dietary habits more effective, but you outright reject it, as I used to do this all the time because I was working out like crazy every day. I was on a really restrictive diet, which was affecting my moods and everything. And so people who were smarter and knew a lot better than me at the time were like, Matt, take some rest days. Don't do as much exercises or as much volume. You don't need to push yourself until you're just peeling yourself off the floor. Oh, and with your diet, like ease up a little bit, relax, have a little bit more as far as your volume goes, because I was really restrictive on calories. Relax about it. Go out and have a cheeseburger every once in a while. Really good advice. And yet for me, that was like straight up kryptonite for me. I was like, back unclean spirit, because for me, I was just so addicted to the effort that anything telling me to put less work and effort into it was something I could not handle. And that's because of the second symptom of effort addiction, which is my whole identity, my self-worth, and my ego was wrapped up in how hard I was working. I was the kind of guy who's like, I can outwork anybody here. I work harder than anybody in this gym kind of thing. I was so wrapped up in that sort of thing that anything that told me to take my foot off the proverbial gas pedal a little bit was an outright assault on my ego. You might as well come up and spit in my face by suggesting I take a rest day. And yes, hard work and effort is good. It's like many addictions. It's not the use of a bad thing. It's the misuse of a good thing. Because when we are basically making it our objective and our goal with our diet and exercise habits to just work as hard as possible, we just end up running our body, mind, and lifestyle right into the ground, at the same time completely ignoring the actual targets we're trying to achieve with our habits. So here's a 3-step process that I used to overcome my effort addiction. And it certainly wasn't an overnight phenomenon. It took me several years to do this, but it may fast track you on the road to recovery if you're struggling with this sort of thing. The first step, like all addictions, is recognizing that you have a problem with this, that it's not leading you down a good path to where you want to go. And that type of self-honesty and introspection gives you the wherewithal to recognize that, yes, I can't just necessarily work my way to the results that I want. And I should be recognizing also that there's more to my self-esteem and the effectiveness of my habits than just how hard I'm blatantly working. The second step is simply understanding what does make your diet and exercise habits effective. How do you create an effective stimulus in the gym? How do you have a satisfying, nutritious, and supportive diet? I cover this in many videos here on the RDP YouTube channel. It's in my books, Micro Workouts and Be Fit, Live Free. It's in many other things like that. Because ultimately, no, your results don't depend on how hard you work. Yes, you need to put in hard work and effort, but that's like saying I will effectively know how to get to the airport if I burn enough gas in my car. It's like, yes, you need to burn fuel, but that's not why you get to the airport. And it's the same thing with exercise. You're not going to achieve results purely by blood, sweat, and tears, but understanding what targets you're supposed to hit, your fundamental objectives, and then you put in whatever work you can or need to do in order to do that. And lastly, this kind of helped me a little bit more, but to recognize the liability of hard work. Because hard work is nothing more than the expenditure of resources. And anywhere else in life, this is usually seen as not the best of things. Like, we don't go to the grocery store and brag about spending twice as much for eggs or milk. Nor do we brag about getting stuck in traffic when we're commuting to work. It's like, oh yeah, it took me twice as long to get to work today, woohoo! No, of course not. We always recognize that as a bad thing. And yet when it comes to effort addiction, when it comes to fitness, we become bragful and we basically like, yes, it took me twice as long to get through my workout and I had to spend twice as much energy and stuff. And that's not a good thing. It's the same thing. You're just spending more resources to get the same thing done. So recognizing the inherent liability of overspending your resources can really help you detach from that kind of emotional addiction to needing to overspend, and instead you want to become a little bit more thrifty with your resources. My heart goes out to those who are suffering from effort addiction. It is not a pretty path to be on, and it doesn't lead to anywhere good and worthwhile. So I really hope that this video can maybe get you a little bit onto that exit ramp and onto better things for helping you build beautiful strength. Don't forget to subscribe here, because I've got many more of these videos on how to build more beautiful strength for body, mind, and lifestyle coming now through the end of December. And thank you very much, as always, for watching. Be fit and live free.